Have you ever reached a point where love and responsibility start to pull you in different directions? Where you find yourself carrying more than your share and suddenly realize that what used to be a partnership now feels like a one-woman show? That's where I am. I'm 27 years old, married to a 34-year-old man, and together we have two beautiful 2-year-olds, our twins. They are my world. But lately, I've been asking myself a painful question. Is it fair for me to tell my husband that if he doesn't find a job, he can't move in with us? Earlier this year, he lost a great job, one that paid well and gave us stability. At first, I was supportive. I know losing a job can shake your confidence, make you question your worth, and even make it hard to start again. But what followed after that wasn't what I expected. Since January, he's only tried 2 or 3 odd jobs. None lasted more than a few weeks. None paid much. Altogether, he's contributed less than $2,000 to our family this entire year. Meanwhile, I've been working nonstop. I make about $53,000 a year, but I've been taking every extra shift, every overtime opportunity, and even doing odd jobs to keep us afloat. I've gone into credit card debt. I have juggled bills and rent. And this past summer, I had to give up our apartment because I simply couldn't afford it anymore. It was one of the hardest things I had to admit that even with all my effort, I was drowning. Recently, my parents offered to help. They told me they could watch the twins full-time, not just babysitting, but a proper educational setup, something that would help them grow socially and mentally. That offer felt like a lifeline. It meant I could work without paying expensive daycare fees. It meant I could finally afford an apartment again, a safe, stable place for me and the kids. But then came the hard part. What about my husband? He's a good father. He loves our children deeply. I'll never take that away from him. But love alone doesn't pay rent. Love doesn't fill an empty fridge. Love doesn't pay off the credit card debt that keeps me awake at night. So I told him that if he couldn't find a job, any job, even one paying $10 an hour, then he couldn't come with us. Because I can't support him too. I just can't. I've carried this family on my back for almost a year. I've sacrificed my sleep, my mental peace, and even time with my kids just to make ends meet. I'm exhausted. And yes, I know it's a tough job market. I know it's hard out there. But it's been almost a year, and I'm running out of empathy for excuses. I need effort. I need to see that he's trying. Sometimes I feel guilty. Like maybe I'm being too harsh. Maybe I'm supposed to be more patient, more understanding. But then I remember all the nights I stayed up worrying about how to feed our children or how to pay rent while he stayed home doing nothing. I remember the nights I cried quietly because I didn't want the twins to see me breaking down. And in those moments, the guilt fades a little. Because the truth is, I've been there for him. I've stood by him when things got hard. But somewhere along the way, he stopped standing with me. I keep asking myself if it's fair to draw the line here, to tell him he can't move in with us unless he starts helping. And honestly, I think it is. Because fairness isn't just about giving endless chances. Fairness is about balance. It's about respect. It's about teaching our children that relationships work when both people show up, not when one person carries everything. It breaks my heart to think about it, but I've realized that love without effort is just a promise with no follow-through. It's words without action. And I can't build a stable life for my children on that kind of foundation. This year has been full of transitions. I switched from a work-from-home job to a higher-paying position. I went from being the kids' primary caregiver while working and finishing a degree to doing everything I can just to keep us afloat. It's been exhausting. I'm tired of surviving. I want to live again. I want my kids to see what stability looks like. And the truth is, I can't give them that if I keep allowing someone who won't contribute to drain the little energy and money I have left. He doesn't have any disabilities. There's nothing preventing him from working. He's just not trying. He's failing me as an equal partner, and I finally had to face that truth. It doesn't make me hate him. I still care deeply for him. But I can't be the only adult in this marriage anymore. Sometimes love means saying, I can't do this unless you try to. It's not cruelty. It's self-respect. It's survival. If he chooses to step up, if he shows that he wants to build a better future with us, then there's a chance for us to rebuild. But until then, I have to focus on what's best for me and our children. I'm not shutting him out forever. I'm just setting a boundary. One that says, you need to meet me halfway. To anyone listening who's been through something similar, I want you to know you're not selfish for wanting peace. You're not heartless for wanting stability. You're not cruel for setting limits on what you can give. If someone truly wants to be part of your life, they'll show it with action. They'll put in the effort. They'll choose to grow with you, not drag you down while you're trying to rise. Sometimes the hardest kind of love is the kind that says, I believe in you, but I also believe in myself. If this story resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. What would you do in my position? Would you let him move in, or would you hold firm until he stepped up? Your stories and comments might help someone else who feels stuck, tired, or alone. So please share them below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow for more real-life stories like this. Stories about love, choices, and the strength it takes to stand up for yourself. Because sometimes choosing yourself is the bravest thing you can do.